my name is Kaely. I live with bipolar disorder, and I've been hospitalized for bipolar disorder.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm Kaylee's mom.
My first hospitalization happened during my freshman year in school, and it was difficult to say the least. In treatment, I experienced a lot of difficult things happening that I really didn't appreciate and that I felt like I didn't have a say in. When I was discharged from the hospital, I stepped down to a partial outpatient treatment and I received really great care there. Through that experience, one of the activities I did with the staff was writing down my written wishes as well as developing a power of attorney, which my mother has. And having my mom have access to both of those documents, I didn't realize until recently that those both fall under the umbrella of psychiatric advance directives. In my written wishes, I was able to express a lot of things that weren't helpful in the hospital, as well as things that were helpful. And being able to have that clearly documented, I think really helped my mom with understanding what I wanted and really what my wishes were.
Having the pad in place has meant everything. It's meant that I could be involved in her care and that I could speak for her when she couldn't speak for herself in a way that she wanted me to. And it also empowers you because it puts you in the healthcare system with your loved one when otherwise you're not going to be heard. They're not going to take your phone calls because this is a full adult that's over 18 years old. They're not going to listen to moms. Everybody, even when you think you don't need this, you need this. Keely bringing the pad to my attention, it made a difference for us because I did not even know that she had quite that level of trust in me, but I knew she knew that I would always fight for her. And giving me the power to fight for her in that way, it just made everything different for us. Again, because there were things in there that I wasn't even aware of that mattered. And again, I just was like a life raft in an ocean of something concrete to hold on to fight for her. And it just made a difference for us. It made a difference in life. And it also, the most important thing it did is it told me when Kaely was in her rational mind and in a healthy mindset, this is what she wanted, because that may not be what she wants when she's not well. And I knew that I was doing the right thing for her, because when she's not well, she could convince me, oh no, let it go, or this or that. But I know better. I know what she wants me to do for her. And there's nothing I wouldn't do, or nothing any mom or someone that you trust in this way wouldn't do to fight for you.
Some things that I've listed as preference in my psychiatric advance directives are settings I would like to be in. I prefer to be in a smaller group or a smaller treatment facility. When possible, I prefer providers who are women. There are also things that haven't been helpful for me. There's a medication that I have a very severe reaction to that is also very commonly given in emergency situations. So something I've clearly written out in my psychiatric advance directive is, hey, please don't give me this medication. It's something I'm allergic to. The reason why certain preferences in my pad are a little bit more broad or general is because not everything can be followed depending on the resources. When I'm saying I want a smaller setting, that may be respected more than saying I want a setting with less than 10 people. Because unfortunately, in a system where there aren't a lot of resources to begin with, there are certain aspects that are less likely to be followed. So I like to give a general overview of my preferences so that there is still room for these preferences to be followed in a system with limited resources.
In her psychiatric advance directives, it's prioritized for what matters to her the most, what's not negotiable, what's negotiable, and what we can change in there. And some things are unavoidable, but at least I knew exactly what she was saying. And I really thought I knew everything about her in that way, but I did not.
The reason why it's important to create a pad in times of wellness is how you're viewing certain treatments or certain interventions may change When I've experienced paranoia, there are a lot of things that may deviate from what I actually want and what I actually believe in. Or when I'm experiencing psychosis, some of the information in my head may be mixed up or disordered, and I may not be able to accurately report the side effects or report critical information because I might be confused. Another reason why it's important to create a pad when you're in wellness is some of these details and revisiting some of the experiences that you've had in involuntary treatment and in hospital settings. These experiences can be very triggering. So it's important to consider when you're creating a pad, you want to be in a safe place. And you don't want to jeopardize your safety by digging up traumatic memories that you might not be able to handle in that moment.
The process of checking in on the pad and making changes, I think it's good to, of course, make changes as needed. Every time something would come up or a situation would change or a medication that's not helpful, it's always good to check in and change that. I think probably a yearly idea, like maybe yearly on your birthday, and that'll be a new goal for us, yearly on her birthday, because that's something you'll remember every year, to at least go through it, initial it, make sure it's exactly what you're thinking. And if that just means a little note in margin here and there to go make a change, then that's something to do. That's a great idea. I want families to know about having a psychiatric advance directive because it makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. It makes a difference to me. It makes a difference to my daughter. And it makes a difference to everyday life. It really gives me peace of mind. It's like having batteries in a smoke detector. It's just something that you know quietly is there, but it's protecting you along the way. Don't be afraid. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. Don't think, I know you. I know my child, or I know my friends, so, or my husband, wife, whatever. I know them so well. I would never need this. That's not necessarily true.